Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea, and I have another video for you guys. Today I want to talk about Bitcoin, take a look at Crypto.com Coin, because there's some interesting things that I'm seeing in the charts. So without further ado, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into this video. So guys, right now Bitcoin is trading just barely below $66,000, trading at $65,766, up about 0.31% on the day. Bitcoin dominance trading at 52.38%. When you exclude stablecoins, we're at basically 54.3%. 8%. We've been pretty range bound with Bitcoin dominance, but we are slowly climbing up. We are basically exactly where we were yesterday, up about 0.2%, but we're in a tight channel, and I do expect as we get closer to this halving to see this Bitcoin dominance make its way to 57 and maybe, just maybe, that 60% Bitcoin dominance level around the Bitcoin halving, leading up to it, shortly after. And guys, we are only about 17 days away from the halving. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Time is flying by. We're getting closer and closer to a very big, volatile area, in my opinion. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility around the halving, whether it... Well, let's be honest here. I want to take a little bit of a closer look at the charts here leading up to the halving, because I do expect, when you look at the daily, for this type of price action to play out. I do expect sideways price action. I expect it to get a little bit boring here. I expect it to kind of coil out and the volume to get squeezed before we see a breakout. And that coiling and squeezing can happen for quite some time. It could happen for a couple months. But when it does make its move, it's going to make a very large move to the upside. I think there's a lot of people that are sidelined right now questioning what's to happen when we reach this halving, which is, like I said, guys, 17 days away. I think a lot of people are thinking, is it going to dump? Is it going to be a sell the news event? Are we going to make a move to the upside because the mining reward gets cut in half? A lot of people are confused. They don't know. They're waiting. They're waiting. We broke all-time highs. We're going in a little bit of a distribution phase, and that's okay. In my video yesterday, I was talking all about how there's potentials of a 40% drawdowns. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I think that the type of drawdowns we've been getting this cycle so far and this trend to the upside has been anywhere between 15 and 25%. And I will say 25% is on the heavy end. 20% has been kind of the percentage drawdown that this cycle has chosen that it likes, if you will. But right now I do expect sideways consolidation. The volatility is cooling off. The price action, we want sideways, guys. We want the RSI to cool off. We want to see the sideways price action to set us up for a large move to the upside. And you know, when we look at the weekly and zoom out, I drew these large green boxes here because after we receive the green dot on Market Cipher on the monthly, we proceed to have 28 weeks of green trend line to the upside. And I expect that something similar is going to play out here where we're at right now. Sure, we can have drawdowns. We can have negative weekly candle closures. Sure, yeah, we can. But I do expect the trend to continue to the upside in this green box for up to 28 weeks, guys. I do expect that to play out. And that being said, I think that the halving probably will throw a little bit of a wrench at it. After the halving, the price to create a Bitcoin will be sitting around that $60,000 price level, which we are above right now, which is pretty healthy. Before the halving, it's at $30,000. It only costs $30,000 to create a Bitcoin. Very intriguing stuff, guys. If history repeats itself, then when we do see that having a reward cut in half and the price of Bitcoin to create a Bitcoin costs $60,000, we expect a big move to the upside. We do. But the question is when? Do we get that drawdown? Do we get that 40% drawdown, that shakeout before the halving? I don't think so. We've already drawn down a decent amount here, guys. We've already come down about 18%. I expect sideways price action leading up to the halving. I expect consolidation. I don't think the trend is over. I think that 61,000 is on the table, but I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom's in right here. And I don't expect a move anything lower than about 57, 58,000. I think anything below that is going to be a wick, and it's going to be an opportunity. So what does that mean for altcoins? What does that mean for Crocoin and Crypto.com and all the other altcoins if Bitcoin is trading sideways around the 57% dominance level, around 57K to 65,000? Well, in my opinion, like I said, I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to make its move to 57%. I expect that move. But I don't expect that move while Bitcoin is trading sideways. I expect that altcoins potentially will be set up for, well, rallies. I think that altcoins will be able to catch up here. Some altcoins that are lagging behind. I think Crypto.com, Crocoin will be set up for a nice little move to the upside. Crypto.com is starting to pivot for this bull market. They're starting to offer products that they couldn't offer in the bear market. They're capitalizing on the eyes of the bull market to get the best bang for their buck. The 20% APY on a 12-month lock of Crow coins. The Korean exchange. There's a trend happening here, guys. The marketing is starting to ramp up. Bitcoin starts to trade sideways. I expect altcoins to start to make some moves. But I do want to say, guys, I do want to throw a warning out there that the altcoins will move when Bitcoin trades sideways. Sure. But, when Bitcoin does decide to make that big explosive move to the upside, expect the altcoins to bleed against Bitcoin. For a time. Not indefinitely. Because after that, well then, once Bitcoin makes that big move and it decides to take a step out of the spotlight after it puts in its new macro all-time high, starts to trade sideways into the down a little bit, that's when you'll see the true altcoin season, where you're going to see Crocoin make stabs at previous all-time highs, and you're going to see all these altcoins really rally hard against Bitcoin. I think mini altcoin season is on the table right now, but after the halving, when Bitcoin steals the show, be prepared. Be prepared for some altcoin bleeding a little bit, especially if it really wants to just move to the upside swiftly. And we see Bitcoin garner that Bitcoin dominance of 57%. But guys, if you don't want to be trading around, right now, in my opinion, is the best time to be sitting on your hands and watching what happens. If you haven't taken any profit, maybe take a little profit. If you've been buying throughout the bear market, maybe take a little bit off the table. But in my opinion, we're far from over. The bull market is far from over. I've taken my profit along the way. Now, my bags that I have right now, I'm sitting on my hands. I'm waiting till post-halving to even think about taking profit. To take real massive profits, to really sell and scale out of the market. We've got time, guys. We've got time. I do want to take a look at the monthly, because the monthly shows an interesting picture of what I'm really looking at before I take these profits. I'm really looking at the 100 line here on Market Cipher. Until we get over that, I don't think the top is necessarily in. Over on the weekly as well, as long as we're over the 60 line on Market Cipher, the bull market's still going on. We did get a little bit of a red dot. That's okay, as long as we don't clip below the 60. This is a short-term pullback. Short-term, emphasis on short-term. If we do decide to make that little spill over the 60, then I'm going to be telling you guys, okay, maybe it's time for a little bit of a summer lull, like back when we had it here in the previous cycle, when we dumped down from 64,000 all the way to 28,000. I think that would be what would happen if we do dip below this 60 level here. And even if we do that, it doesn't mean that the bull market's over. But probably a longer corrective period than we would hope for. But guys, if you like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Almost at 17,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. Check out some awesome referral links we have down below. We have a $4,100 sign-on bonus with Femex. All you got to do is click the link, deposit, trade a little bit, get a bunch of free money. Also, please go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 333 Blacksea. I'm very active over on those platforms. I do giveaways. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.